Hi, today we're going to do this nail design here for Mardi Gras. And the reason I don't show it on is I had already done my fingernails for Mardi Gras in another tutorial. This is just another design. You can see it here on my thumbnail. Okay, let's get started. So we're going to take the nail and we're going to prep it with clear. That's your base coat. You want to protect the fingernail so that the nail polish doesn't stain the natural color of your nail. Allow that to dry. Okay, so after we do the clear, we're going to take the LA Nail Art in yellow. Any yellow you have that's going to be opaque is fine. I just happen to have this yellow. This is what I used. If you notice, because of the thin brush, it takes a little bit to get the whole nail fully covered. However, give it a little time, work with it, go from one side to the next, and you'll cover it. If you need a couple of coats to get full coverage because it's a little too transparent, go for it. I'm going to let this dry and we'll come back, we'll give it a second coat. Okay, so we have the nail polished with 2 coats of the LA Color Art Deco Nail Art Lacquer in yellow. And now what we're going to do, you don't have to, you can skip this step, but I'm going to take a Sharpie marker. You can use any color. One of the colors we're using is this LA Colors Magenta, I believe this one, Magenta. And this color is really close to it. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to outline. You don't have to do this step if you have the thin polish, thin nail brush. But I'm going to find my center, about midway right there. And I'm going to draw my mask on. So I've drawn my mask. And it's okay if you don't have all the lines. You just want to give the general idea of where you're going to make your lines. And then the bottom to the corner of the nail tip. It's not wanting to work right. To the other corner of the work tip. And then I'm just going to draw little circles for the mask's eyes. Those inside those circles we are not going to paint. Then what I want to do is take the LA Colors Orchid Glitter and we're going to polish over those lines. The only reason why I used the Sharpie marker to mark it at first was just so I know where I'm going to make these lines. Like I said, if you're good with the fine tip nail brush that you get with the artist nail polish, or you have the paint pens, you can skip that part. And I'm going to draw in all around the circles that I made, leaving the circles exposed. On your natural nails, of course, you have the skin on the side of your fingernails. You might not be able to effectively polish the sides as I'm doing here. So keeping that in mind, paint the nail with the mask until you're satisfied with the paint job. I'm going to even out my lines. Don't be afraid to load the polish up on your brush. But do note, the more polish that's on your brush, the harder it's going to be to maintain those lines, getting them even. Okay. So there we have the mask. And don't worry if you see any of the pen marks in the eyes, because we're going to cover that up with some of the LA Art Deco 24 karat glitter, gold glitter polish afterwards. Okay, I'm going to allow this to dry, or you can go ahead with the next step. It's up to you. If you notice the original nail that I have here, we have the little feather wisps of color. I use the magenta, the 24 karat gold, the orchid, grape, purple color, and the glitter green. We're going to go ahead and we're going to take the magenta. And I'm not allowing this to dry, but I think I can do this without messing anything up. We're going to start almost at the very end right there, but we're not. We're just going to kind of move over just a tiny bit and make one little wisp. Just one, just like that. If you want to go over it, do so. The next one is the gold. This one is going to go a little bit further over to the right from the magenta. Just a little longer. Don't worry if it doesn't show up at first. You can always go over it. And the next one, so I don't drop them. I have a habit of knocking them over. The next one is the orchid glitter. And this one is not, it's almost as short as the magenta color, not as long as the gold. Make your little wispy line and move on to the last one, which is the green. And we're just going to make a nice little wispy little line. The shortest one of them all. Okay? So you have your magenta, your 24 karat gold, your orchid, and your green. And if you want to fix up any of your lines, you can do so. The more you go over the glitter, the more glittery it becomes. And then for the eyes, we're just going to mark them with the gold. You can skip that part and leave the natural yellow showing through. Or you can go ahead, like I just did, and fill them in. And there you have it. Your Mardi Gras mask nail. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I'm going to see if I can shed a little bit more light on the situation here. Zoom into this a little bit more. And there you have it, your Mardi Gras nail. So thank you for joining me in this tutorial, and look forward to a few more tutorials coming in the Mardi Gras series nail designs tutorials that I have coming up. Thanks, YouTubers. Please rate me, subscribe me, and tell your friends about me by sharing my videos on your Facebook channels, blogs, and anywhere else you feel you'd like to share them. Thank you, and have a wonderful day.